Marta, I had assumed for such a long time that you were awful at saving money for the future. However, I've just learned that you have over $500,000 saved up and everything? Huh? Wait, did you end up going into my place without ever asking me first? I have a lock on the place and everything that I keep locked, yet you still made it inside there? I just had to break your doorknob in order to get the door open, but that was pretty easy. You broke my frickin' doorknob to get into my place? Your door seemed to only be made out of cheap plywood or something like that, so it wasn't too hard to get your doorknob to break. What the hell? I'm only renting this place, so you need to calm the hell down. I was then able to get through your door after breaking the lock and everything, and was able to get a good look at your bank book. And that's when you got a good look at the account that has $500,000 in it, huh? That's absolutely right. So would you mind telling me why you have that kind of money saved up in there? Don't tell me that you did something unlawful to get your hands on that kind of money, and that's where you've been keeping it. That's not how I got that money at all, Mom. Well, since you've seen the amount I have now, it'd be better for me to explain where it's all from and what it's for to you. That $500,000 is being saved by me for when I plan to retire so that I have something to fall back on in my old age. Retirement money? I've already told you before that I have no plans of getting married to anyone, right? I mean, I might one day have the urge to go out and marry someone if they end up being the person I'd want to spend the rest of my life with. But I'm already in my 30s now, and so I don't think that time will ever come. I think I'm better off just staying single and enjoying my life the way I like it. So in order to protect myself as I keep on aging, I've been saving up a large amount of money in case I ever need it for an emergency. But primarily for when I'm too old to care for myself. I understand that with work and everything, I'll most likely get myself a pension and perhaps a package on top of that as well when retiring. But it's nice to know I have some extra wealth to rely on if that money isn't enough. I've been working on saving that money up for about 10 years now, and with the help of some bonuses from work, it's made it to $500,000. Is that right? Well, now I can finally see that you didn't steal it from anywhere or something like that. Now I have something to ask you. Would you please give all that money to your older brother and his wife so that they can put it into their new home and get on with their lives? What? You understand that your brother has begun the process of building a new house, right, for his wife? I do know about that, yes. He even held a groundbreaking ceremony for the place as well, right? But, Mom, you can't just ask me to hand over my savings to him for something like that. Both he and his wife do very well for themselves and are great at saving their own money up. So I doubt that either of them need my money in order to build that place, right? If you're going to say no to me, then I'm going to have you kicked out. Huh? Have me kicked out of the house? What house are you talking about? I'm talking about your family's house. You know that I'm talking about having you kicked out of this place, right? Huh? I can't believe you, Marta. Going into your 40s here soon, and yet you're still living with your parents and everything in our house? I'm working a job of my own now, and I pay for my right to be here. Are you not aware that being the age you are and still living with your parents in their house causes them a lot of frustration? Causes you guys a lot of frustration? You think I'm the one causing you guys all the problems? I do, I sure do. All you are is a middle-aged woman that only cares about money and never plans on finding herself a husband. You may be our daughter, but you cause your father and I a lot of embarrassment by not moving out. You have a very long time before you need to start worrying about retirement and all of that. All you have to do is hand that money over to your brother, and then you can start saving up all over again and get that money back by the time you do have to retire. So if you want to continue living here with us, then you have to give up that $500,000 and hand it over to us. I'm not going to say all of this again to you, you greedy, husbandless woman. What's going on with you? Jake, do you have a moment to talk with me? I have something that I'd really like to ask you about.
Hey, Marta! What's going on with you?
When it comes to you and your wife, you both aren't struggling with money at the moment, correct?
Huh? Why are you asking me a question such as that?
Before I tell you, can you give me an answer to that question?
We're doing fine over here. And we don't really plan to get any help with the money right now anyway. If we really needed money and we had to go and get a bunch of loans, we'd never be building a house like the one we're working on.
That's what I thought. I know that I had to ask you something pretty personal, but it makes me feel a little better knowing that you guys aren't the problem. Sorry that it was something like that I was asking about.
You don't have to be so sorry about it. But it's very rare for someone like you to be asking me a question like that. What's been going on that's made you feel the need to ask?
Well, it has something to do with Mom again.
Again? Is she trying to do something strange with you again?
Well, what she's asked of me has something to do with you, and that's both why I've asked you that question and did so with a little bit of hesitation to telling you why.
What does she have to do with me?
Early today, around lunch, I was going out with a client of mine to have some talks. And while I was out doing that, Mom went and broke the doorknob to my place and went inside after completely ruining the door.
She broke down your door, basically?
And when she was in my place looking through my drawers, she stumbled across my bank book and got a good look at my savings account that has $500,000 in it.
Why is she in your place in the first place?
Well, it's because of things like this that I have you holding on to one of my checkbooks, and why I carry the other one on me at all times. So she was never able to actually access any of the money in my account. But she began asking me about the money while I was still out with my client. I couldn't just hide the reason for me having that money from her, since she'd probably get the wrong idea from it. So I told her the truth about the savings account and that it's meant for retirement. But after doing that, well, she asked me to take all of that $500,000 and hand it over to you guys for your new house to be built.
Huh?
Can you tell me what's really going on here?
Wait, I don't want anything to do with the money you've been saving, okay? We don't need it here.
That's what I was thinking. I even knew you'd say that to me.
But that's interesting. Interesting that she would say something like that about me.
What the hell is going on with her this time, I wonder?
Marta, this might be happening because of something I said or did around her.
Huh? What do you think happened to cause this?
Well, to tell you the truth, the construction on my new house has only just begun, but they've already gotten most of the wood beams up and everything. The skeleton, you know? And, well, Mom came and saw all of that.
That house you're having built right now is for you, your wife, and her parents to come and live in when it's finished, right? What was her reason for going out there to see the place being built?
Yeah, well, at first I thought she was there to just check the place out a little bit due to her curiosity, but I think she realized that there are 2 houses being built on the land, and started to think about it.
There's another part being built separately?
Well, that building is really being used for my wife to use as a classroom for when she teaches flower arrangement. But she came up to ask me to let her live there, and then kind of forced us to let her live there. And she even began to call us over and over again about it, and asking us to let her live there in that separate building.
Wait, but that's not okay. Your wife is pregnant at the moment as well, right? Your wife is in her late 40s as well now, so she can't have that kind of stress worrying about Mom and her antics while carrying a baby.
That's right. Hence why I've gone and blocked her number, and that way she won't be able to talk to us anymore while my wife is carrying our baby. So that's kind of the reason for why she might be coming after you now. Mom's a total jerk for pushing herself onto both of us like this. So to get her to leave us alone for good, I just sent her one text before blocking her, saying that if she brings me $500,000, then she can come and live in the new house with us.
Ah, and that's why she wants the $500,000 from me then.
In other words, I thought telling her off with some kind of deal like that would get her to leave everyone alone, but it's only made things a lot more crazy for us all. I'm sorry, Marta. I didn't think that any of this would spread to you so quickly, or at all for that matter.
I see. So that's what happened to get her to act this way. I'm not sure if she realized you were serious about that offer or not, but she seems to have started to look around for some money to start paying you. And when she saw that I had exactly that amount in my bank account, she told me to give it to you to help you with the house, which isn't the case after all.
I'm so sorry about this, Marta. Seriously.
Well, it's fine. This is a bit more than I was expecting, but it's actually kind of nice knowing that you guys are financially okay and don't really need my money for anything.
You feel alright about all this?
She gave me an ultimatum regarding the money, saying that if I don't give up my money, that she'd kick me out of her house. However, I've had a place in my name for a while now, but just haven't fully moved into it yet. And I've just kind of been sitting around thinking about what to do with the place. And since I'm not being threatened with being kicked out of the house, this might be the perfect chance for me to move the rest of myself into that place.
She said she would kick you out? That's a bit too extreme. She really has no idea about anything regarding our lives, does she?
That's right. So if she really wants to talk to me like that, then I guess I will go back to living in that other place I have.
I see. Well, have fun with that then. And if you need anything from me while that's going on, just give me a heads up and I'll come by.
Marta? If you don't want me telling my single and greedy daughter about what I'll do to her here soon, then hand me that $500,000, all right? If you don't, then you're going to have a real problem on your hands. You're going to lose the place you live in and then be forced onto the streets. And I might even have to cut ties with you as well. You understand that, right? I understand and am totally fine with that. Huh? I'm not handing you over that $500,000 you so desperately want from me. So I'm supposed to leave the house now, right? Huh? Wait a second there, Marta. From what I can tell, you don't actually understand what I've told you then, right? After you are kicked out of this house, I'm going to cut ties with you for good. Yeah, and that's totally okay with me, Mom. Huh? And actually, I'm already out of that house now. Huh? I've gone back to my old place that I've had under my name for a while now, and I've made sure to bring all my things with me. So you don't have to worry about me anymore, okay? Huh? What place are you talking about? Huh? Why are you getting all surprised about this? Well, look, Well, 2 years ago you ran out of money to support yourself on your own, and that's why you came back home to live with us, right? And when your father died last year, the money from him, you were after that, right? Excuse me? What are you talking about? The whole reason I came back home to live with you guys is because Dad was sick and you guys needed my help. And when he passed away, I couldn't just leave you, so I stuck around to continue to care for your needs. Right? Huh? Have you had no clue about all of this whole time? I guess I'll have to make this explanation as simple as possible for you then. To start, that place you've been living in with Dad for the past few years costs about $800 in rent each month. But the person that's actually been paying the rent this whole time has been me. Huh? For the longest time, Dad had been the one with his name on the place, but after he passed away, I was given the place to continue renting. Is that right? And not just the rent, but the water and gas, as well as the electricity and the food have all been paid for by me. I've been getting around $500 from Jake each month, but the rest is paid for by me. And as for the money that you've been spending for the past year now, that's all been from Dad after he passed away. But I'm assuming, based on how much you spend all the time, that amount from him is running dry and will all be gone soon. Are you sure? I am. Also, the main reason I haven't left the house and you this whole time after Dad became sick and then passed away is just because you can't do jack by yourself. You can't cook, you can't clean, you can barely even change your clothes without me telling you to sometimes. You made Dad do all the housework back when he was alive and well, right? Well, Dad was a whole lot better at doing all those things than me. And back when Jake and I were both growing up with you guys, the three of us would be able to do all the chores while you just sat around. But you never once lifted a finger to come and help us out, and that painted a very bad picture of you in our heads. To be frank, you aren't in any shape to need someone around that needs to care for you, and you are able to get anything done that needs to be done on your own. So you should be forced to do that now. But of course, you still need the rent and stuff paid for on that house, so I couldn't just leave you to handle all that on your own. Jake has taken over the company of his father-in-law and doesn't have time to come over to you guys anymore. And as for me, I work remotely and can make my own schedule up, so I'm the only one in the family with a situation that works out well enough to allow me to be there at your house. That's the whole reason I had to leave my place and come back to you both when you guys needed the house.
I never knew about any of this before.
We've told you plenty of times before. Even Dad told you before he passed away. But I do remember that every time we'd talk with you about it, you'd go on whining about how you wanted to go and live with Jake and leave Dad behind with me at the house. And even after he passed away, you still whined about being with Jake and his wife, so you never ever listened to what we had to tell you.
But that's because it's normal for the mother to go and live with her oldest son.
And that's why everyone told you over and over again that Jake and his wife have been having to care for her parents. Because unlike your lazy butt, the both of them can't even walk well enough anymore and need the help. And another reason they don't want you around anymore is because you kept trying to force them to let you live there. Why don't you just listen to what they have to say and then be quiet about it? I understand that you would have looked at the place and thought that you'd be able to just squeeze on into it, but that extra building you saw being built is meant to be for his wife's flower arranging classes, which they are now going to be using to house her parents in. But you didn't even listen to that story either and have now created a lot of unnecessary stress for them all.
But Jake told me that if I had $500,000 to give to him, he'd think about letting me live there. That's why I need your $500,000.
Jake only said that as a way of getting you to stop talking to them, and it almost worked out for everyone.
Huh?
He never thought that you'd come looking for money from me and then expect to get said money once you found it.
But he's going to need that money for the house, right?
He told me he doesn't even need my $500,000 and to keep it.
What? But that's...
It looks like we've both gone on a bit too long with this, but that's what's been happening, Mom.
Marta?
I've told the real estate agency that starting next month, the contract on that place is being canceled.
You're canceling it?
You have until next April to move out of there.
But that's not even half a year away anymore. You have a place already and prepared for me to live in next, right?
And it seems that Jake has been on to that.
What?
But be aware that this doesn't mean you're going to go and live with him next.
Then what is he planning to do with me?
Well...
Marta, what the hell? You are my gosh dang daughter, so you take care of me until the day I die.
Shut the hell up, Mom.
Huh?
Have you not even realized yet that I'm super pissed at you?
Marta?
You started all of this off by saying that you'd have me kicked out of my own place and then cut ties to me. But only an hour or so later, you're asking for me to take care of you until the end? I'm tired of listening to you change your mind all the time, only to fit your selfish needs.
Wait a second. You can't talk to me like that.
Who the hell was the one that asked for me to be this upset?
Huh?
Having to keep talking to you like this is hurting my heart. I can't do this with you any longer. I'll do as you've asked and cut ties with you.
Wait, Marta!
Goodbye forever.
Marta!
After I finished with her, I handed everything off to my brother to finish up. Since my mom didn't really have any more money for herself, Jake ended up spending a little bit on her to make sure that she was sent to an old folks' home to spend the rest of her days. But on the day she was supposed to go into her new living quarters, she began to bawl her eyes out and ran to Jake's house looking for him to take her, but that never happened. She then proceeded to head back to the old folks' home and moved into her room. Every so often, we get calls from the place regarding her, saying that she doesn't require a lot of their attention, but she's also not really bonding with any of the other people living there. Now, as for me, after telling my mom that I was through with her out of anger and then explaining I was cutting ties to her, I never got a text or call from her again. I'm thinking that the next time I'll be meeting with her will be at her funeral. But of course, I don't mind that becoming reality, and have started to only focus on myself and the fun life I want to live.
Hi, Vito. Are you awake yet?
Oh, hi, Elena. Good morning. What? Where'd you go?
I'm really sorry. I was suddenly called by an acquaintance, so I hurried and left the hotel.
What, an acquaintance? You have an acquaintance here in Milan? And why did this acquaintance of yours have to call you during our honeymoon anyways?
I'm sorry. It's really complicated, so I'll explain to you later. Hopefully, it's nothing and I can come back right away. I'm at K Station right now, by the way.
That's the nearest station to our hotel, right?
Anyways, I have to go now. I'll come back by afternoon.
I don't quite understand, but it seems like an emergency.
It kind of is. Bye. I'm really sorry I have to go at a time like this.
It's alright, I can wait. Monia, good morning, my dear. I have some good news.
Good morning, dear Vito. What's the matter? Are you supposed to be on a honeymoon with your wife?
Well, you see, she won't be here until afternoon. Some acquaintance of hers in Milan suddenly told her to come and meet them, it seems.
What? Really?
Yep. Apparently, she had some emergency she needed to take care of, so she wasn't there when I woke up.
Yay! Does that mean we can be together until she returns and...
Yep. We can do whatever we want until she comes back. Your room number is 1103, right, Monia?
Yeah, it is. I was so lonely on my own last night. I can't go to sleep without you, honey.
Sorry. You know that I have to pretend to be my wife that I love her. All I could think about last night was you. I'll come to your room right now. Why don't we make love until Elena comes back, honey?
Yeah, I'll be waiting, darling.
Elena, is it true that you were brought to the hospital? You got into an accident near the crossroads at a station, right? I was wondering why you wouldn't come home after you just suddenly left like that. Just what in the world are you doing? Hey! Did you hurt your hand so you can't reply or something?
Hi, Vito. Yep, I got in an accident. Me and my acquaintance were hurriedly crossing the street, but we were so distracted that the street light was red and... Luckily, the car wasn't going at that fast of a speed since it was on a small road, though.
Oh, Elena, I was so worried about you. The police suddenly called me and my heart skipped a beat when they said that you got into an accident and were hospitalized. I was so relieved when they said that it was nothing fatal, though. Were you injured badly?
Yep, I was hit by a car. How wouldn't I be badly injured? My hands are fine so I can text, but I broke some bones in my legs. I guess this means our honeymoon has to be canceled as well.
Damn, but we were so looking forward to visiting the Milan Cathedral. I guess it can't be helped, though. You're at S General Hospital, the one in the same city as the hotel, right?
Yep, it's a real shame that our trip has to be canceled. Don't worry about having to pay for the hospitalization expenses. I'll take care of it on my own. Sorry, I know we're in the middle of our honeymoon.
What? Are you sure you're only gonna pay for all of it on your own? Isn't that gonna cost thousands of euros or something? I mean, if you insist, I'm not gonna stop you though. Anyways, visiting hours are about to be done for today, so I'll visit you as soon as I can tomorrow. Do you want me to bring anything for you? Some snacks or something?
I don't think the doctor's going to allow you to just bring me food, and I already have my bag with my phone and wallet, so it's fine. I'll see you tomorrow afternoon then.
Hey, Monia. My honey, I have some good news again.
What is it? Did your wife get into an accident and die or something?
Unfortunately, no. And besides, you shouldn't be saying things like that. It's rude, even if she is just my wife. But she did get hospitalized.
Aw, all right. I'll be more careful with my words from now on. But did she really get hospitalized? We're so lucky.
Yeah, apparently she didn't notice that the street light was red and was hit by a car. What an idiot, am I right? I told her I would be visiting her as soon as visiting hours start tomorrow. I don't really want to, but I have to since I need to pretend that I love her. And it would be strange for a husband not to visit his wife when she just got into an accident. But this means that we can be with each other until then, honey.
I'm so happy, darling. This is basically our honeymoon now, right?
I guess. If this is our honeymoon and not me and my wife's now, then would you like to stay at our room? Room 1310 tonight.
That sounds wonderful. I'll be there immediately, darling. I'm so excited. That means that I'm officially better than her, right?
I guess, but you were always better than her, Monia. The only reason I married her is because she would do what I say and would even work on top of doing housework. All right then, I'll be waiting for you in the state that I was born in, honey.
Hey, Vito, so are you really going to go visit your wife?
Yeah, I have to show myself at least once, you know. I feel that a husband not going to visit his wife in the hospital is going to be a problem in the future.
I understand, but I'll get lonely, Vito.
Me too. I'll get lonely too. I get so lonely whenever I leave you. But I have to leave because my wife will get suspicious if I don't come and visit her.
Darling, oh, how I wish we could be together without having to worry about your wife. All right, go and visit her, but come back as soon as you can. I'll be waiting for you in the bed.
Honey, all right, I've decided. I'll come up with some excuse and tell Elena I won't be able to visit her.
You can do that? What kind of excuse are you going to make up that's going to war and not visiting your wife right after she got into an accident? Oh, I know. Why not just say that you caught a cold or something and can't visit her, or she might be sick, or she might get sick. It's believable, and there isn't going to be any evidence that you weren't actually sick when she comes back, right?
That's a good idea, but what if she calls me with face chat or something? Not only will I have to look sick, but I'll have to sound sick as well. She might see through my acting. But I have an even better idea than yours. You see, my mother also happens to be on vacation.
Oh, really? At the same time as you and your wife's honeymoon? What a coincidence. Don't tell me she followed you or something.
I called my dad the first day of our honeymoon. And apparently, Mom just suddenly decided to go on a trip of her own. But you've just said what I was going to say myself, honey. I'm going to pretend that Mother secretly followed us to Milan, and that I'm currently arguing with her since she wants to go on a trip with us. This is going to cause some tension between the two of them, and yep, I think it will work. Sorry, Elena. I was intending to visit you as soon as visiting hours started, but I think it's going to be impossible.
Why? What's the matter? Did something happen?
Well, you see, I've got a bit of a problem right now. Mom chased us all the way here, and we're having a disagreement right now.
What? Your mother?
You know, she's one of those mothers who wants to go with a newly married couple on their honeymoon. I told her you were hospitalized after an accident, and then she told me that I should just go with a trip on her instead. At this rate, Mom is going to hijack our honeymoon.
I broke my legs, so it was going to be canceled either way, though. It doesn't really matter whether your mom hijacks our honeymoon or not now. Besides, sorry, that was nothing. Why not just go on a vacation with your mom now? I mean, you're already in Milan, so why not?
Huh? Yeah, that's true, but you're being hospitalized there, right? If we don't cancel, then we can stay closer to each other for the duration of our stay. Obviously, I would rather be with you than with my mom, Elena.
I see.
Either way, I'm gonna settle things with Mom no matter what. I'm not gonna let her hijack her honeymoon.
Vito, there's something I need to tell you. Your mom is currently at my room apologizing on her knees, even though she's covered in bandages.
What? She's covered in bandages and apologizing to you? My mom? Did you get confused or something? I said my mom followed us here, and I'm currently arguing with her.
Don't try lying to me. She's literally in the same room as me right now. She kept apologizing to me on her knees, but she shouldn't put pressure on her injuries, so I had her stop, though. Do you know what this means, Vito? Do you understand now? This means that she got into the accident as well.
What? Oh, don't tell me. The acquaintance you were gonna meet yesterday was...
Yes. I went to meet your mother yesterday because she said there was something extremely important that she needed to tell me.
What is the meaning of this? Dad said that Mom suddenly decided to go on a trip on her own. What? So she really did follow us on our honeymoon?
I guess that she did follow us if you look at it one way, but she's not one of those mothers who come to bother the married couple, okay? In fact, I might have been forced to live a life of hell if it wasn't for her.
Huh? What? I don't really know what's going on. What do you mean you might have been forced to live a life of hell?
Ask your honey, why don't you?
What? But you're my honey, Elena.
Stop trying to play dumb. I know everything about it now. Her name was Monia, right? It seemed that she tried to get my contact information from you, but instead she got your mom's by accident. She sent her a bunch of messages talking about how she was going to steal you from me and how you love her more.
Huh? Why would Monia send my mom texts like that? And how did she even get my mom's contact information in the first place?
So you admitted that you cheated on me with her. I guess she spammed the wrong person with text. Your mom was receiving these texts every day and decided to tell me about it after I got back from our honeymoon. But apparently this Monia followed us here and was meeting you while we weren't together. Your mother deeply regretted not telling me about your adultery sooner and hurriedly followed us to our honeymoon destination.
Damn it. But I was sure he wouldn't get caught. I even went out of my way to take extra precautions.
It seems you weren't careful enough, which was lucky for me, I guess. Anyways, as we were hurrying across the road after she had suddenly told me to meet her, the two of us got into an accident. We were sent to the same hospital and even the same room. That's what happened.
What? I didn't know any of this was happening. But why would Monia get the wrong ID from my phone?
What?
Oh, I gave Monia my mom's name as your name.
Why would you do that?
I thought it would help to prevent us from getting caught. I don't think me and Monia have any mutual acquaintances, but just to be sure, I thought...
I see. So it backfired on you. Anyways, don't come to the hospital, alright?
Why not?
Do you intend on starting a scene with someone who's neither mentally nor physically well? Your mom says she doesn't want to see you either.
Mom is mad at me too, but...
Mad is an understatement. She's practically livid and says that she's even thinking of cutting ties with you. Oh, and by the way, it seems your father's going to come and see you.
Dad is here too?
Of course. The two of us are stuck in the hospital for the time being, so we had him come to catch you. I'm not going to let you escape, alright? I'm not letting you get away without paying an alimony first.
Monia?
Oh, hi, darling. Are things all right over there? I just took a shower. I can't wait any longer.
Things aren't all right. Something terrible has happened. To think that I would get caught after all those precautions I took.
What?
They found out about us. What the hell do you think you're doing?
Huh? Darling? Why are you suddenly mad at me? I'm getting scared. What do you mean they found out about us? Did I do something wrong?
Shut up, you moron! This is all your fault. Apparently you told my wife about our relationship.
Oh, that? Why didn't you just say it was about your wife finding out about a relationship in the first place? That's what you meant when you said they found out? You're so overdramatic, Vito. Gosh. I told your wife about a relationship because I was confident that you loved me more than your wife. I was just so proud about it that I had to tell her. I couldn't help it. It's not my fault that I love you so much.
That's not a reason to tell her about our relationship. Now that my wife found out, I'm probably gonna have to divorce her. Do you know how much money that woman makes? Apparently she runs her own business or something. Listen, the only reason I started going out with you in the first place is because my wife is often busy with work and I had no other women to hold in my arms. You wouldn't make a good wife, Monia. Why do you think I went out of my way to hide our relationship from her? And not just divorce her and be with you instead? Besides, the person you were sending those texts wasn't my wife, but my mother. You got it wrong because I told you my mother's name was my wife's name because I thought it would prevent us getting caught.
Huh? I'm not fit to be a wife? But darling, I love you so much. Who cares if your wife makes a lot of money or something? We don't need it in the first place.
Of course I care. She earns nearly twice as much money as I do.
What? Wait, so your wife makes even more money than you do? Just who is she?
I told you she runs a business, but that's not the point. Why would you send those texts to my wife in the first place? Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Well, why don't we just calm down? Everything's all right. You're going to be the next CEO of a company, right? Who cares if they ask us to pay an alimony? A few tens of thousands of dollars is nothing to you, right?
What?
Right? Why not just divorce her if she already found out? You're going to marry me immediately anyway, so who cares if you get divorced?
Hold on. What are you talking about? Who said I was soon going to be a CEO?
Huh? What do you mean? You're going to be the next CEO of A corporations, are you not, darling? Your dad is the current CEO, and if I marry you, I'll be able to live in that mansion, right? I'm looking forward to it.
Wait, me and the CEO just happen to have the same last name, Girardi. But apparently it's quite a rare name. So who knows, maybe we had the same great-great-great-grandfather or something.
What? Are you kidding me right now or something, Vito?
I'm not kidding. He's not my father. He's not even a relative as far as I know.
What did you say? Do you think this is some fucking joke or something? So you're saying that I won't become the celebrity wife of a CEO? What did I do all this for then? All my work the past 6 months was for nothing?
What? Monia? You don't sound like your usual self. What's wrong? Hold on. Don't tell me that the only reason you approached me in the first place was because you thought I was the son of the CEO. I thought that we loved each other.
Of course it was the only reason. And no, I don't love you, and I never did. I was always just pretending. Your constant honeys and darlings honestly made me want to throw up. I only went along to get you to like me, so don't get that mistaken. If I hadn't thought you were going to be a CEO, then I would never have sex with a man like you. You're just an old man in his 40s.
What did you say to me? Wait, that's why you sent those texts to my wife, didn't you? Well, you sent them to my mother by accident, but you were trying to get us divorced so that you could be my wife instead, right?
So what if I wanted to get you divorced? It wasn't my fault that I thought you were the son of the CEO of A corporations. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner? God damn it. I messed up bad. My only hope is to find another man. But what am I going to do about the alimony? Your wife is obviously going to make me pay one. Seriously, this is your fault.
Shut your mouth, slut! Fine, I know what I need to know.
What?
I'll pay your alimony for you.
What? Really?
I'll probably lose all my money, though. I'll probably have to quit my job as well.
I don't care about that. I don't actually care about you, remember?
But I have a condition. I'll pay your alimony for you, but you have to marry me.
Vito? Are you alright? You sound a bit strange.
If it comes to this, then I'm gonna take you with me on this ruined road that is now my life.
What?
We're bound together by destiny! You're gonna be my woman for the rest of my life, whether you like it or not!
Huh? Have you seriously gone insane or something? The woman Vito cheated on me with, Elena, is 19 years old. Apparently she had cut ties with her parents and siblings and went on her own to the capital, dreaming of marrying someone rich and famous. The first man she met was Vito. Apparently they met at Vito's workplace, as Elena had gotten a job to support herself until she married someone rich and famous. They worked at A Corporations, a company that produces household appliances, and whose CEO's last name is Gerhardi, same as Vito's. Thus, either by cruel coincidence or by fate, the two were brought together, and Elena set her plan of seducing Vito and stealing him from me in motion. This plan of hers was executed perfectly. After all, she did get us a divorce. Except for the fact that she made the crucial mistake of thinking that Vito was the CEO's son. Given her situation, the only person she could count on after the incident was Vito, who was 20 years older than her. Vito's parents and siblings cut ties with him as well, and so the two, having no one else to rely on, promised to stay together, even though there was no love between them and only hate. If that isn't hell, I don't know what is. They moved together to the new house that Vito had bought, which was supposed to be ours. Vito didn't lose his job at the end of the day, even though for some reason he thought that he would have to quit. Vito provides for the two of them, while Elena on the other hand just stays at home, sometimes doing housework, and probably always thinking about how she might one day get to divorce Vito and marry an actual celebrity. I, on the other hand, had them pay an alimony up front and got divorced with Vito, and that was the end of it for me. I only see the two of them falling into poverty and messing up their lives in the future, but I honestly don't care anymore, so I'm going to do my best to forget about this whole ordeal.
Hello, Rita! Hey, did you consider my offer of hosting a barbecue party at your house? It'd be a great way to get to know the people around here, don't you think? Was it called a dog run or something? It's such a waste of space using such a large yard just for your dogs. You've got a large living room too as well, right? If you combine it with the yard, we can easily fit 50 people. I'll host the party for you, so just hurry up and lend me the space. Hello, Pietra. Yes, a barbecue party does sound like a lot of fun. I just don't want to have one at my house. I've told you this several times already, so will you please stop asking if you can host a barbecue party at our house? It's really not funny anymore. By the way, we have 2 Doberman and 1 Shepherd dog, so they need that much space to get the proper exercise. What? You mean you have 3 guard dogs? Well, yes, I've trained them to not let any suspicious people enter the house. Besides, the dog run is for these 3 guys, and I think they'd be really mad if some people made a mess in their yard. And of course, I've trained them not to bite people.
Bite people?
I said I trained them not to bite people, but they're the kind of dogs that will bark a lot at robbers or people they consider a threat. I would appreciate it if you don't do the same thing you did last year at our large house in the 2nd Avenue. What you did was basically just robbery. Seriously, what were you thinking just entering our house like that and helping yourself to our refrigerator? If you try anything strange, you'll definitely cause a commotion and the neighbors might call the police on you. So I think it's best if you give up this idea of hosting a barbecue party at my place.
Hold on, Rita. Don't you threaten me like that. You don't seem to understand who I am.
Anyways, I wouldn't have to do anything if you just accept that you're not going to be able to host a barbecue party at my house.
Fine. I understand I won't host a barbecue party at your house, but only because you threatened me with your 3 guard dogs. Jesus, you're the only mother around here who stands up to me. The boss mother.
Huh? What do you mean, boss mother? You mean like you're the boss of all the mothers at the kindergarten? We don't even have children yet, so I don't think there's any use showing off your authority like that to us. Besides, it's a bit pathetic. How exactly do you become a boss mother in the first place?
People naturally follow the person with the most power, which happens to be me amongst the mothers at the kindergarten. And what did you say to me? Did you say I was pathetic?
Well, yes. I mean, all I have to do is think to myself, what the hell is she talking about? And ignore you. You wouldn't be able to actually do anything.
I get it. Yes, I get it very well now. It seems I'm not going to go any further with you today, so I'll leave. But I'm not going to give up on this, all right? Mark my words. I'm going to host a barbecue party at your house one of these days. Hey, Rita, I heard that you guys adopted a child. I did a bit of investigation, and apparently he was 4 years old, the same age as my daughter. She's the kid who entered our kindergarten just recently, right? I wondered why I wasn't seeing the other mothers recently, but now I know why. You were taking them from me. Well, since it's come to this, I guess I don't have to hold back anymore. Now that you're one of the mothers at the kindergarten, you are going to have to do what I say because I'm the boss mother around here. Well, to business then. I'm going to host a barbecue party at your house, and it looks like you aren't home right now, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to host it right now this afternoon. You refused me over a half a year ago, but when it comes to the kindergarten, you're just a newbie. Considering your position, there's no way you'll be able to refuse now. All right, I told you, so you can't criticize me anymore. It looks like you left with your dogs as well, which is very, very fortunate for me. Hey, Rita, just like I told you, I started the barbecue party at your house this afternoon. I brought all the barbecue equipment on my own, but as your penalty for not giving us a proper welcome, even though you're just a newbie at the kindergarten, we're going to leave all the cleaning and stuff to you. Oh, and we're also going to make you pay for all the meat and vegetables we ate at the party. We'll pay for it now, of course, but we're going to be sending you an invoice very soon, okay? Oh, and it looks like the meat is ready. Sizzling hot. Well, then I'll see you later, I guess. Bye.
Huh? What in the world is this? Hey, Pietra, what the hell are you thinking hosting a barbecue party at my house? Do you understand what you're doing?
Oh, hello, Rita. You haven't texted me in a while. But now that you're one of the mothers at the kindergarten, you just can't ignore me from now on. I'm the boss mother around here, remember?
I don't care about that. I'm asking you, what the hell are you doing in my house? Well, I heard that you left, so I decided to borrow your yard and living room to host a barbecue party. Oh, by the way, there are actually around 50 people. 50 people? How the hell did you get that many people to come on such short notice? You see, I'm an Instagrammer. I made a post saying that I was hosting a barbecue party at your place, and about 50 people came to the party. You see, I've got quite a lot of followers in this town as the boss mother. Don't you understand that you're trespassing on another person's property? What makes you think that what you're doing is actually legal? Oh, come on. Didn't I tell you I was going to host a party one of these days? Don't get so mad. We're just having a party here. It's not like we're going to rob you or something. But I never agreed to have a barbecue party at my house. Actually, I only just saw your text just now. Yeah, but that's your fault for not replying sooner, sweetie. I told you I would be hosting a party this afternoon, which meant that I didn't do anything wrong. Hold on. How did you get in there in the first place? I'm pretty sure I locked the door when I left. Oh yeah, it was locked, which is why I broke the window and got in through there. You broke the window? Are you seriously out of your mind? I told you earlier as well, but you're the newbie mother at the kindergarten, Rita. You're the lowest ranking mother at the kindergarten, while I'm the boss of all the mothers, which means that you have to do whatever I say from now on. Okay, but I've got nothing to do with the kindergarten you send your kids to. And besides, even if I did what you're saying, it's ridiculous. Just because a few mothers do what you say doesn't actually give you the authority to do whatever you want. Don't you realize that all I have to do is call the police on you and you're going to jail? What? What do you mean you have nothing to do with the kindergarten? I thought that you guys adopted a child and this child now goes there. Don't bother lying. I already have all the information I need. I have no idea where you got that information from, but I think you made a big mistake. Oh, well, what do you mean I've made a big mistake and this is all a big misunderstanding? If you dare stand up against me, I'll kick you out of this town. You've always defied me, you know? The boss mother up until now for some reason, but just so you know, my father wields most of the power around here. All I have to do is give him the word and he'll make you pay. Kicking out 1 or 2 residents from this town is easy for someone like me. Yeah, but you don't need to kick me out because I already left that town a long time ago. That house you're hosting a barbecue party at isn't mine. What? This isn't your house? Yes, it belongs now to somebody else. You see, I moved out 3 months ago. But no one ever told me that. Yeah, probably because I had nothing to do with the kindergarten of yours and none of the other mothers could tell you. Oh, and it's true that we adopted a child, but he's already in his 3rd year of elementary school. Seriously, he's not even 4 years old? But then what was that information I got then? I don't know, but my guess is that whoever gave you this information must have seen this new child at the kindergarten enter my old house and assumed that I still live there. You see, the child we adopted didn't have a lot of good memories of that town, so we decided to move into a new house with an even bigger yard where we can make our dogs have more space to run and play, and even make a space for our child to play too. What? Oh, and by the way, it's pretty far away, so don't even bother trying to find us. We have no intention of returning to that town either. No way. Then whose house is this then? If I remember correctly, that house now belongs to some son of a prefectural assembly member and his family. And they're going to be moving in next month. Oh, and they're also moving their stuff little by little when they have time, I heard. Huh? The son of a prefectural assembly member? But someone like that outranks even my father! Damn it, this is a problem! You should have thought about that before you broke into their house. Oh, and apparently their youngest child is adopted and used to be one of their relatives' children. Oh yeah, I heard that he's a 4-year-old boy and started going to that kindergarten of yours. What? Hold on, you've got to be pulling a prank on me right now. Then this house is... Huh? Have you not been reading my text or something? I already told you. It belongs to a prefectural assembly member's son and his family. Oh, no way. This can't be happening. I think I might have screwed up this time. Oh, you've always screwed up, Pietra. It's just that your father always bailed you out of it. But it looks like he's not going to be able to do it this time. So you can refuse it all you want, but it's not going to change the truth. Shit, this can't be happening. If his family is a member of the prefectural assembly, even my father won't stand a chance. Oh, is that so? And why should I care? What do you mean, why should I care? I'm in serious trouble right now, and this is all your fault. Oh my god, what should I do? I thought you were still living here, Rita. And how is this my fault? You're the one who broke their window and hosted a barbecue party, inviting 50 people. Don't remind me! This is all your fault because you never told me that you were moving! If I had known who the owner of this house were, I never would have broken in! Breaking into another person's house is illegal, no matter who the owner is, Pietra. Ugh, if there's that many people, then the yard and the dog run must really be a mess right now. Shit! What should I do? I don't know. Huh? What do you mean you don't know? I don't live there anymore, so it's none of my business. Do something about this! Your only option now is to ask the son of the prefectural assembly member for forgiveness. You say that like it's going to fix everything if I just say I'm sorry. My only hope now is to cover my tracks and hope the owners never find out. But with this many people at the party, rumors are sure to spread. Do something about this, Rita. Say that the barbecue party was your idea or something. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna do anything like that. You're the one who doesn't make any sense right now. 40,000 euros! This prefectural assembly member's son found out that we had a barbecue party at his house, and for some reason they didn't call the police on us, though. And what did you mean by 40,000 euros? It's the amount of money they're making me pay. They said I need to pay for the window I broke, the yard I made a mess of, and also for cleaning to rid the house of the barbecue smell since some people were cooking meat in the living room. They said 40,000 euros is already cheap, so they're not going to consider lowering the amount one bit. Well, that's only to be expected, I guess. I asked my husband and my father to pay it for me, but they both immediately said no. But up until now, they always just gave me the money at times like this. Why didn't they give it to me this time? I don't know. Maybe because you went too far this time? I mean, you did just break into someone else's house and hosted a barbecue party, illegally. But how should I have known who the owners were? If this was anyone else, my father would just get me out of this as usual. Well, it looks like you're finally getting what you deserve. By the way, I had the opportunity to see what exactly you did to their house since we last talked, and as someone kindly showed me a picture of, I don't think you can cover that sort of thing up. To be honest, you should be thankful that they were kind enough to let you off with just 40,000 euros of damage, because they probably weren't lying when they said that 40,000 euros is really cheap. But it's true that I don't have any money. I tried to get the other mothers to pay the 40,000 euros with me, but they all came up with excuses, like how their husbands divorced them, or how their parents were going to be moving in so conveniently so they didn't have money to spare. They all hate me now. Oh, is that so? Looks like they were only doing what you told them to do until now, because your father would always get you out of your messes that you made. And now they're ditching you because you're actually in trouble. You don't need to tell me. I already know those mothers are a bunch of treacherous bitches, okay? And hey, what do you think I should do about this? I don't know. Huh? Well, I know. You give me the 40,000 euros? I mean, this was all your fault after all. If you had just replied to my text sooner, I would have found out that it wasn't your house anymore, but the prefectural assembly member's son's house, and I never would have hosted this barbecue party. Yeah, that's not very convincing, so I think I'll pass. Sorry, but it's time for my dog's walk, so bye. What? You're prioritizing your dogs over me again? Yeah, it's tough having to take care of 3 large dogs, you know? It's like having 3 little toddlers to take care of. I don't care about your dogs or whatever. That's none of my business. Exactly. All right, now we understand that both of us don't have anything to do with each other. So I can go now, right? Hold on, Rita. We're friends, right? Come on, help a friend in need. I know you have the money. Goodbye, Pietra. It seems that my former house, which was now the house of the prefectural assembly member's son, is currently under a lot of heavy repair. And ironically, they actually thought about hiring a security company before they moved in, and they were visibly shocked when they saw Pietra and her friends broke into their house before they can even get that started. Pietra, on the other hand, was in quite a lot of trouble. It seemed that one of the people who joined the party was doing a live stream, and so everyone found out about what she had done in 4K, and now people are bashing her on her Instagram account. Whew, apparently it's affecting her father's business too. Also, it was decided that she and her husband would get a divorce, and her husband would get sole custody of the kids. And of the 40,000 euros the prefectural assembly member's son asked for, Pietra would only be able to pay for 32,000 euros, while some of the other people that were responsible for the damages as well only had to pay 8,000 euros in total. And now it seems that Pietra is working multiple part-time jobs both day and night with no days off, pushing her body to the limit.
Hi, Freya. How are you doing? I just wanted to message you about a question I had. What was your intention to do what you did at my mother's funeral today? I think it was a little crazy of you to do something like that, especially when someone just passed away. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a little harsh what I did, but was that actually your mother's funeral? I thought that if a beautiful woman like me appeared in a wedding dress, then everyone would have had a big smile on their face. Since your mother was so bitter when she was alive, wasn't she? I just thought that I would bring some joy to the event. I suppose you don't even realize what kind of terrible thing you've done. You've made a complete mockery out of my mother's funeral. What are you on about? Like you can talk, Stephanie. You were the one who did something terrible first. I just reciprocated. What the heck are you talking about, Freya? I haven't done anything to you. I just think it's crazy that someone who was in such a lower class than me in middle and high school would be able to get married before I do. It doesn't make any sense. And then you had to go and ruin my family by marrying my older brother. Why did it have to be him? There were plenty of other men in our school. Now you're my sister-in-law, and it's just ridiculous. You're the worst person on this planet for my brother and this family. What's brought all this on, Freya? What's your problem with me? Whenever I do anything or say anything, you always have something horrible to say back to me. So because of how you feel towards me, you go and do what you did at my mother's funeral to get back at me? Is that it? Because of how you feel towards me? You're just the worst, Freya. You're incredibly annoying. I want you to get a divorce from my brother immediately. You don't deserve to be with him. He deserves someone who's beautiful and smart. Do you seriously think I'm going to do what you say? Do you want to see how I see this? It's been over 10 years since we graduated high school and we're adults now, but this is going too far. You need to move on, Freya. You're dragging everything up from how we were in high school and relating it back to then. This isn't high school anymore, Freya. Stop being so annoying. What? Excuse me? You think you can talk to me like that? Don't you dare talk back to me like that. You're so vindictive. I've apologized to you and you're still complaining about things I didn't mean to do. You're so scary, you know that? I'll tell my brother to scold you later about how you're treating me. I'm your sister-in-law and you can't treat me this way. Don't you get it? Your brother is also angry at you for wearing your wedding dress to my mother's funeral. Don't you understand what funeral attire is? Huh? Why would he be angry at me for that? I'm his beautiful little sister. How can one get angry at a beautiful woman in a wedding dress? Seriously? Don't you understand how crazy it is to show up in a wedding dress at a funeral? Are you mad? No, as a beautiful woman like myself is special and I can do what I want. There's no way my brother will stay angry at me for long. You should be feeling grateful as I added flowers to such a bitter atmosphere. Don't twist this around on me. It's not my fault you ruined my mother's funeral. I have a different stance on this. Well, that's obvious now, isn't it? I'm allowed to wear whatever I want to whatever event is being held. I can see I'm not getting anywhere with this. Don't even think about complaining about things when I get my revenge on you sometime. Do you really think you'll be able to perform a counterattack to what I did at your stupid mother's funeral? I would love to see you try. I don't care if you take it that way. I'm just warning you for the time being. Wow, I'm shaking in my little boots. I guess I'll sit and wait patiently for your revenge plan to be put into practice.
Hey, Stephanie. I just wanted to apologize about what happened today. It shouldn't have gone that way at all. How are you feeling right now? Are you okay? I really can't believe what happened today. I don't know what came over my sister.
Oh, hello, Alex. Well, of course all of my extended relatives are extremely angry about what happened. I know that you went to your parents' house to protest about what Freya did, so I would like to see how it all unfolds.
Oh, yes. They were super mad at the end of the funeral. Yeah, let's see how this all goes down.
How are you doing? Have you been in touch with Freya about what she did? How do you feel about her wearing a wedding dress to the funeral?
Yeah, what she did was really messed up. I don't know what her intentions are, to be honest.
It was quite messed up, yes. I agree with you.
I should have gone over to my parents' house immediately after it all and told them how she shamed everyone. My parents know what she's like, so we're all scolding her right now. She's not even listening to anything I'm trying to tell her, and she's just to me like, oh, my poor brother and his struggles. She's ignoring what she's done.
Oh, I see. Well, that's not great at all. She just thinks she can get away with anything and everything.
Anyways, I'll go back home in a while. My head's spinning so much from the conversations going around and around in circles. I'm getting nowhere with this. If I stay at my parents' house, Freya's gonna think that I'm on her side of things when I'm not. Do you think that she's thinking about that?
I don't know, Alex. Look, I'm getting tired. It's been a long day. I just want to rest and forget what happened today.
I'm really sorry. I don't think I've been very helpful at all.
No, it's okay. It's been a weird and frustrating day. Take care getting home. Oh, Stephanie, we need to talk. You're not going to believe what's just happened. I'm getting married. Oh, is that so? I guess that's good news. Congratulations on the proposal. You've got no choice but to come to my wedding, right? You're my brother's wife, of course, so there's no way you can refuse the invite. Well, I need to know the time and date of the ceremony first to make sure it doesn't clash with other things I'm doing. Even if you had plans on the day of my wedding, you would need to move them and prioritize my event. So, the decision has been made for you. You're coming to my wedding and that's final. You've got to be kidding me, right? Freya, when and what time is the wedding? How am I supposed to know where to go? Hey, Alex. Sorry I haven't gotten back to you. I'm on a business trip. Are you still at work right now?
I'm just on my break right now, so it's okay to talk. What's going on?
Did you hear the news about Freya getting married? I can't believe she just messaged me that. I had absolutely no idea that she was seeing somebody.
Huh? What are you talking about? Are you for real? No, I haven't heard anything. I've heard that she has a boyfriend that she wants to marry, but I haven't actually heard they're actually thinking about marriage.
I just heard from her before. She messaged me and said she's getting married, just out of the blue, really.
Oh, really? She made the effort to message you about it?
Yeah, weird, right? I was also asked to attend the wedding, so I asked when the wedding was going to be and what time, but she didn't tell me. Even if I were to have plans that day, she said that I needed to prioritize her wedding before anything else. After that conversation, I still know nothing more apart from that she's getting married.
What the heck is going on with my sister? I know she's been acting up, but never this bad.
I guess nothing has been decided yet as to how she needs to be punished for what she's done to my family?
No, not yet. I haven't received any announcements from her or anyone, so I haven't made a decision about her wedding at this point.
Right, that's fair. What the heck are you going to do about this?
Actually, I was thinking of talking to you about it when I get home today. My parents, they haven't talked to Freya since what's happened at your mother's funeral. Neither have I, for that matter.
What? They haven't even approached her about what she did.
I guess it's like the Cold War with everyone under the same roof. They won't forgive her unless she apologized to you about what she did at your mother's funeral.
Oh, I see what you mean. She literally has no remorse. I don't get how she turned out like this when the rest of your family is so sweet and kind.
Yeah, it's a bit messed up for sure. Freya isn't showing any remorse towards what she did, so it seems that my father has something in mind for her. I was wondering if you could have a snoop around with what's going on. If that's alright with you.
Yeah, of course. That's not a problem. I'll see what I can find out. Hey, Stephanie, what the heck are you up to? You need to hurry up and get here right now. I gave you an order to prioritize my wedding even if you had other business to attend to. And my older brother and my parents haven't come yet either. I never expected you to get involved in my business. You're such a terrible person. Huh? Freya, what are you talking about? Are you talking about your wedding ceremony? Is it happening already? Anyway, enough chit-chat. Get over here so you can come and see my wedding. I can't come. I'm still grieving the loss of my mother, and it's been about 2 months today since her funeral. And so what? You can grieve anytime you want. I wanted to hold the wedding on the day that him and I met. What's so wrong with that? No matter which way you look at it, my wedding should be the top priority. In fact, on such a wonderful day like this, it would be outrageous to hold a memorial for a bitter mother that you had. Okay, now hold up just a minute. You can't just talk to me like that. Plus, on top of that, this is the first time of hearing about your wedding being held today. Alex and your parents also say it's their first time hearing about this. But I posted it on Instagram. We're having the wedding at a cafe that my fiance's friend runs. We don't even use Instagram, so how are we supposed to know? How do you not have Instagram? Everyone has some type of social media presence these days. Well, I guess that's not important right now. Just get over here so you can see me get married. Are you kidding me? I guess we just finished up over here, so I guess I'm available now. Maybe I can come. But I should probably change my clothes because what I'm in isn't the most appropriate. Oh my god, why are you stalling, Stephanie? If you went and changed your clothes, my wedding would be all over. Oh, right. Some of your extended family just got here. They even arrived before you did. Oh, they're at the ceremony already. Well, that's surprising. How many of them are there? There should be about 12 people. I guess there's quite a few people in your family, huh? So many of them are here. Okay, now you really need to get over here. I've invited you, so you have no choice but to show up. Huh? I wonder what all my family are doing there. Is it okay for that many people just to show up to your wedding if it's in such a small venue? It's a restaurant wedding, so it's a buffet style. There's plenty of food for everyone. The cafe is in the white building next to the south exit of Grand Central Station. Well, if that's the case, then shouldn't I get changed? Are you not reading my message properly or something? There's no need for you to get changed for family and the bride. Just come in what you're wearing. Just hurry up and get over here so you can celebrate my wedding with everyone else who's here. Is this really a good idea? We are just coming from mourning my mother, so shouldn't I change my clothes? What did I just say to you, Stephanie? Just get over here so you can see me walk down the aisle. Okay, fine. I'll head over there now. You just wanted to ask the proper questions before making any moves. So please don't complain about what I'm going to show up in, okay? It's fine. Just get over here. You're seriously so slow. Why did you come to my wedding looking so chic and cool? Why would you attend a wedding in all black clothing? God, it's like mourning clothes. And my parents and brother, what the heck are you all playing at? You're the one who said that there's no need for me to get changed for family and the bride, that I can just show up in anything I want. I didn't even know what you meant by that. Are you insane or something? You can't show up to a happy event like that. Then why didn't you tell me that I needed to get changed? I did say that I was still in mourning because of the death of my mother. Why didn't you pay attention to that? You can imagine what I would be wearing, right? I asked you repeatedly if I should get changed, and you insisted that I come to your wedding dressed how I was. But I didn't know that you'd actually dress like you did. Well, there's no way you could have predicted that, I guess. Do you really think that holding a wedding on the same day as my mother's memorial was a good idea? I'm sure you knew when it was happening. I did, but I thought all of you would have chosen to come to my wedding over everything else. Well, if you think that, then I think that's a bit weird, to be honest, considering my mother just passed away. I mean, you're the kind of person who would show up to a funeral in a wedding dress, so it totally makes sense why you would think the world revolves around you. But I didn't think that you'd show up in that getup you had on. Ugh. You can't just turn this around on me.
Freya, are you there? We need to talk. Immediately. It's important.
Oh, hello, Alex. I guess we can talk.
I just saw the messages that you were sending to my wife.
Huh? What are you talking about? What messages? I didn't say anything remotely horrible to her.
Oh, come on, Freya. Why are you acting like this? Can you seriously just cut the crap? Above any and everything else you've done, what you did to my wife Stephanie was just insulting. Do you even understand your actions at Mom's funeral?
But I don't think it was that bad. I was so upset because in high school she took away my favorite teacher from me.
Your favorite teacher? What are you even talking about, Freya?
My PE teacher, Mr. Wright. You went to the same high school as me. You know what teacher I'm talking about, right? When I was in my first year of high school, I fell in love with him at first sight. I thought I told you this. But he didn't accept my advances, so I was depressed from being dumped. On top of that, I saw him with Stephanie outside of school, and it looked like they were getting up close and personal. He was being way too friendly with her just to be a teacher and student relationship.
Are you kidding me with this high school crap again, Freya?
She was definitely going out with him. I just know it. She has that type of pattern that screws me over.
Mr. Wright is Stephanie's uncle. Do you not pay attention to what goes on around you, Freya?
Are you for real? He's her uncle?
If you want to be more specific about it, he's the younger brother of Stephanie's mother who just passed away.
What? No way. Are you kidding me right now?
When Stephanie was in high school, I heard that he was living with her and her mother. He's now currently living overseas, so that's why he had to come back to the States to attend the funeral for Stephanie's mom. I heard that he had no choice but to miss her memorial service because his wife, whom he just got married to, is about 9 months pregnant. As for you, you made a complete mess of the funeral, Freya. Even though you were one of his students, he'll never forgive you and went back home.
But this can't be. Mr. Wright is Stephanie's uncle? So her mother's brother... No way, that can't be right, can it?
You've misunderstood everything from the beginning of this whole mess. I'm so embarrassed to have someone like you as a sister.
But, Alex, you can just say something like that. I'm still your little sister, right?
You didn't even tell Mom and Dad about the wedding. How could you?
But I put a post on Instagram about it. If I just did that, then it would be enough for people to see.
Are you serious? Our parents, Stephanie, and I don't have Instagram, Freya.
How do you not have Instagram when everything is online?
Freya, even if we had accounts, we still wouldn't get the memo about all the details. I'm honestly too stunned to say anything.
But Alex, I posted about it on my account. I don't know what else to tell you. You should have all accounts.
Wow. There's literally no sign of remorse from you. Freya, it's like you've done nothing wrong.
What? How have I done wrong? I don't get what you mean.
I'm just going to give all of your responses to Dad, and he can deal with you about the things you've done.
Huh? But why do you need to do that? I haven't done anything.
Stephanie and I want nothing to do with you anymore. You've caused way too much pain and heartache to everyone involved in the situation. I hereby am cutting all contact with you. Don't even think about approaching me ever again.
I don't understand. Why would you want to do that? It was just a wedding dress, though. It's not that big of a deal. Alex, you can't just do this to me. You're my brother. You can't just cut me out of your life. Blood is thicker than water, you know. 2 weeks later, Freya called off her engagement to her man. Apparently, they were actually planning to register their marriage after the wedding took place. A fuss was made about people showing up in mourning clothes, and I didn't tell my relatives about not showing up like that. The fiancé started having doubts, so he talked to the relatives who were surrounding them. In the process, he discovered that the wedding dress Freya wore to my mother's funeral was the same one she wore on her wedding day. In fact, it was a one-of-a-kind dress that her fiancé picked out for her, and it was the deciding factor in calling off the engagement as she brought shame to the dress. At the same time, it seems that Freya was sent to a nunnery in the mountains. It was all part of her father's trick. He said that it'll keep her head on straight and she'll do some training on how to behave. He said she would probably be there for the rest of her life. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.